Hey, what's up? It's Chatter here, and I'm back with one of my highly infrequent videos. So today I wanted to talk about my feelings on Pokemon Sword and Shield and what's going on with them. Once again, I'm sorry for not uploading in a while because that happens every time. But hopefully I'll upload more often soon, because, once TDT Season 3 starts, and I'll probably be uploading stuff for that. And if we get a Chatters League Season 3, then I'll be uploading for that as well. Also, I'm still doing TKL, although considering the pace that the draft is currently moving at, that won't be very soon. But anyway, Pokemon Sword and Shield. It's the new games, everyone's talking about them, and I just sort of wanted to dump all my opinions in one place. So here we are. Where else to start than the starters, I guess? I mean, a lot of people are talking about Final Evolution. Oh, I should probably mention that there's spoilers in this before moving into spoilers. Yeah, spoilers. Anyway, now let's get ready with the video. So a lot of people have been talking about Cinderace, Scorbunny's Final Evolution. And people have been saying that it's pretty broken, because, yeah, it's pretty broken. I think Game Freak just sort of saw Greninja and saw how popular it was and said, yeah, let's do that, but again, because they basically gave it Protean, although it's named something else. And they gave it 2 signature moves and all that stuff that Greninja has. So woohoo, we have another Greninja. Its signature moves are pretty broken too. It has its first move, which is like a physical fire blast, but with like 90% accuracy, which is really good. And then its second move is the even more broken thing, which is it's like your opponent sets up hazards, and then Cinderace just says, no you, Uno reverse card, and removes them to the other side of the stage, which is, I mean, to be fair, it's not like the Mon that you would want that move to be on. You would want that move to be on a defensive Mon, but, I mean, it's still broken. It's still really good. So, yeah. Moving on, we have Inteleon. I really don't like how Inteleon's design turned out. I know that's not a very original feeling, because nobody likes how Inteleon's design turned out. And it didn't really get anything cool in terms of special moves and ability, because like Sniper. There's no Sniper. But it has really good base stats, and it's a water type, so it'll be alright. There's that, I guess. And then you have Grookey's final Evo, which is Rillaboom, yeah. It's good. It has grassy terrain, and that's what makes it good. I mean, Lucha got buffed in this gen because it has Close Combat and Brave Bird now. I think it has Brave Bird. I don't know if it has Close Combat. Which is dumb. So now, like, there's no more Tapus, so, like, obviously Rillaboom Lucha isn't as good as Coco Lucha, but it's still good, and Lucha's got buffed, so it's gonna be good. It's definitely gonna be still a thing. But Other than that, Rillaboom doesn't really have anything. I mean, its stats are alright, but you know, it's a grass type, so yeah. And in terms of some other Pokemon, I really like the design of Centiskorch. That one's probably my favorite Pokemon from the new gen. And its stats are like pretty good. It's like the new Volcarona. Because Volcarona didn't make it into the gen, but like it doesn't have any setup, so whatever. But there is a new item, like the boots or something, which means that you don't take any damage from hazards when switching in, which is just such a good item for that mon, and for all mons, which are like 4 times weak or even 2 times weak to hazards. Like, yeah, that item is gonna be highly used among those mons, and yeah, I just really dig Centiskorch's design in general. I think probably I'm gonna pick Grookey, because that way I can get Centiskorch without having a double fire type on my team. Because I'm not picking Sobble, because I mean I like Sobble's middle evo, but I'd have to eventually make it into Inteleon, and ugh. But yeah, so probably I'm gonna pick Grookey, and then I'll get Centiskorch. Hopefully it's available early on, but it doesn't really feel like an early on Pokemon, but who knows. And there's other mons that also got introduced, like the penguin with the block of ice that melts. I don't remember what it's called. That's pretty cute. And then there's there's like some other stuff that I don't really remember most of them, but they're all like, you know, a bunch of them are really cool. I think the pseudo for this game is really cool. And the legends are alright. I'm definitely going to be buying Sword version because I prefer the legend, and also Sword version comes with like Komo-o and Hydreigon or something, and the other one comes with like Boudreaux and something else, and personally I definitely prefer the Komo-o Hydreigon core. Well, I don't know if it's Hydreigon. It might be something else, but regardless, definitely buying Sword. And I think that the legends, there's like the third legend, which was like pretty good, but then it had a second form. Like I saw it on the document that I was looking at. It had like a second form, although we didn't know what it was called. And it had like over 1,000 base stats, which was dumb. Like I don't know what happens with that in the story, but I'm not looking forward to facing it. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to face it. And if it does end up existing, it's definitely going to be in Anything Goes. Like if it is able to be caught or something. And a lot of competitive stuff is happening. Like a lot of mons got buffed. Like Mega Blastoise is the one that I've been hearing a lot about, because Blastoise now has access to Shell Smash, which is kinda dumb, but the bigger one is that Rapid Spin now boosts your speed when you use it. So Rapid Spin got buffed, and that's huge for Excadrill and Mega Blastoise. Now you can run like a defensive Excadrill and still be a powerful offensive mon, which is huge. And Mega Blastoise obviously appreciates that as well, because it's one of the best rapid spinners in the game, and now it can boost its speed just by clicking the move that it clicks anyway. And that's really, really good. And also, I think that like a lot of mons got new moves that like just like buff them a lot. Like Kyurem Black now has Physical Ice Stab and stuff like that, and like probably gonna get banned from OU, honestly. So yeah, I know more Kieran Black, and also like there's a lot of mons which I'm thinking are like, damn, that mon's broken. But at the same time, you always think that. A lot of people are being like, oh, leagues are gonna be so shit because there's so many broken mons, and it's like, you always think the mon is broken before you see the game. And like, you know, we, like, obviously Cinderace feels like it's gonna be broken, but we don't know that yet. Like, it doesn't really have that great of a move pool to abuse Protean with, and it's not the best mon to use its OP move. I mean, it'll be good, but, you know, we don't really know if it's gonna be broken yet. And the same thing goes for, like, some of the things, like, the pseudo is pretty, like, looking pretty broken, and, you know, like, oh, Mega Blastoise is gonna be broken, stuff like that. But, I mean, you know, I think, in general, it'll be fine. So, yeah, that's the main thing I wanted to talk about with the Pokemon. With, like, the Pokemon that were not, you know, snapped, as we like to call it. Like, obviously, I'm very upset that Shadowt did not make the cut. Well, I mean, we don't really know for sure, but I'm pretty sure at this point that Shadowt didn't make the cut, because I've seen lists that are, like, a little different from each other, stuff like that. But I'm relatively sure at this point that Shadowt did not make the cut, which is upsetting, but at the same time, like, it's not like they removed it from existence. People are overreacting to that kind of stuff, I think, for sure. Like, people have always been overreacting to what's been happening with all this controversy. Like, I know there's a new thing, like, they lied about using the new models, but, like, whatever, at this point. I mean, like, lying is not a good thing, for sure. I'm not gonna act like it's fine that they lied because, oh, you know, well, this company lied before they did, or something. Like, I'm not gonna act like that, but at the same time, like, you know, you don't have your shiny Sceptile from 10 years ago anymore, boo-hoo. Like, you'll be fine. It's still Pokemon. Like, if you don't like the game, I understand, like, I understand why you could be upset about this, but there's definitely a lot of overreacting going on. And, you know, of course, IGN and GameSpot gave it a 9 out of 10 on this stuff, but when's the last time they, you know, gave it, like would you be surprised if IGN came up and was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna give it, like, a 4 out of 10? Like, no, IGN doesn't do that. And, like, there's other articles I've seen which are just sort of blindly hating it, which are just like, oh, this game's bad because it doesn't have shiny Sceptile from 10 years ago in it. And, you know, I don't like that either. In general, I'm excited for the game. I'm gonna be getting it, of course. You don't have to buy the game. I know a lot of competitive players just don't buy the games, they just play on Showdown, and you can do that. And I can understand why you would be upset about the stuff that's been happening, but at the same time, like, you know, it's competitive is probably gonna be cooler this gen, because, you know, Showdown's gonna have a bank tier and the national dex tier, and probably the meta that's gonna be cooler is the non-national dex tier anyway, because, you know, it helps with power creep. That's sort of one of the main benefactors of getting rid of national dex whole thing. And, you know, the game's still gonna be fun. I mean, the differences between a bad Pokemon game and a good Pokemon game, like in a traditional review scale, the difference between a bad Pokemon game and a good Pokemon game is very low. Like, you're still gonna have a good time with it if you buy the game. But, like, you know, I can, like, again, I can understand why you're upset about, like, not being able to bring in that shiny Sceptile from 10 years ago, but at the same time, it's just not as big of a deal as you make it out to be. And so that's just sort of my opinion on that. But anyway, I've talked for like almost 15 minutes now, I think. So I'm gonna stop this recording, and yeah, so there are my thoughts on Gen 8 and all things coming with it.